Buongiorno. So last night we had a great dinner down in the ancient town of Naxos on the seaside. It was fantastic, wouldn't you say? It was very good.
Very good. And today we're heading to Mount Etna.
Now, truth be told, the night before our group had a discussion about whether we wanted to go to the top of Mount Etna. After all, it's an active volcano, and who knows what might happen. Could there be a sudden eruption? Could we be swallowed by hot lava? Or could we be hit by debris and stones? We just didn't know. But then again, when would be the next time we'd have an opportunity to go to the top of an active volcano? So being the brave souls that we are, we made our decision.
Let's do this!
Let's do this!
Let's do this! Let's do this!
Let's do this!
Let's do this! Say, wow! Number one!
Let's do this! Let's do this!
Let's do this!
Let's do this!
Let's do this!
So the next morning we rounded up the troops and headed to the top of Mount Etna.
Let's do this.
Let's
We're going
do-
to Mount Etna.
There we go. We passed through small mountain towns. And green landscapes. But as we approached the old lava flows, the landscape became barren. And soon we arrived. So when you arrive, you're sort of at a base camp where you can have coffee, have cappuccino, use the restrooms, and then you can walk around this area and see some of the craters. Or this is where you pick up the cable car up there and you go to the top of the mountain. So in 2001, there was an eruption here that destroyed this entire area. All these buildings were destroyed. Even the cable car, if you can see it up between the two buildings, the cable car was also destroyed in 2001. And this area had to be rebuilt. If you look between the buildings, you can see the cable car, and that smoke is rising from the summit of Mount Etna. To get to the summit, you buy tickets for €65 a person. That includes the cable car ride and then a four-wheel drive vehicle which takes you all the way to the summit.
Let's do this!
Do this.
So over there is the cable car that was wiped out by the eruption in 2000,
It came back.
2001. So we're heading to the top on the cable car, but you could also hike up if you like. Take a look. If you look to the left, you can see the hiking trail to the top. That's the old cable car station damaged by the eruption of 2001. Soon we made it to our next stop. So at the top of the cable car, there is a little place you can get something to eat, probably a coffee, and then from here you board the buses. So as you come out of the building, there's a stunning view. You can see how high we are. We're roughly 6,000 feet now, but we're going to take the buses up, 4x4 buses, up to the summit, which is close to 10,000 feet. We went to the top in a Mercedes off-road vehicle. We climbed on and away we went. So you exit the bus at nearly 10,000 feet, and then you walk to one of the summits where you have a good view of the active part of the volcano, which you can see is right over there. We're going to walk up this way with a guide to the top, and from there you'll have the view of the active volcano. There was a spectacular view from where the buses let us off, but the best was yet to come. From the bus drop-off point, we walked around the crater left from the 2001 eruption and enjoyed some unforgettable views. So this crater here is where the eruption of 2001 originated from, which destroyed the cable car and the base where the buses were parked. As we continue our trek to the summit along the rim of the crater. As you walk along the rim of the crater, you have to be careful because one slip and you're down the embankment. Don't rush, take time to enjoy the views. After taking a short break, we continued our walk to the top of the crater. That's the road we took to reach the summit. And this is what it looks like at 10,000 feet, at the top of Mount Etna. Here's another view of the 2001 crater that we just walked around. The ground of the rim that we were standing on was actually warm. So if you dig down and the surface is cold, down a little lower.
Oh yeah, wow.
It's like, whoa, wow, it's hot. After reaching the highest point of the rim of the crater, we then headed back to the bus. So that was great. Now we're going back down by the bus, and then it's off to lunch at the Vineyard.
Yay!
Yay, lunchtime. We worked up an appetite, that's for sure. So Chef Tony, how was it?
Awesome.
And his wife?
Fantastico.
So we're having lunch at a vineyard at the base of Mount Etna. Taking the small driveway in to the vineyard, where we'll try some of the local wine and have a little lunch. All right, so we're going to head inside and taste some of the local wines from this vineyard. We enjoyed a private wine tasting with bread, cheese, and olives. Local olives, bread,
I'm going home with marmalade.
cheese. So now after the tasting, we're heading over to a little lunch. There's a lot of food on this trip. So after lunch, there was a parade through the vineyard. It was another full day in Sicily, and we're again grateful to our tour director Enzo and our driver Marco for showing us a wonderful time. What we learned is that touring Sicily is a unique experience, and Sicily truly is the other Italy. Until next time, safe travels.